Hello, this is Norma and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some buttermilk biscuits and some bacon and eggs because it's breakfast time. For my buttermilk biscuits, I'm going to be using 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon shortening, and I'm going to be using the Crisco, the butter flavor. That's what I'm using for my shortening. And I'm going to be using 3/4 cup of buttermilk. I have my oven. I've preset it at 450 Fahrenheit degrees. Let's start making these buttermilk biscuits. I have my 2 cups of flour right here in this bowl, and to that I'm going to be adding the 1 teaspoon salt, the 2 teaspoon baking powder, and the 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. I'm just going to drop it all in there. And I'm going to mix it together well. I've done that. The next step, I'm going to be putting in my 1/4 cup shortening. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take my pastry blender and I'm just going to blend it until it gets crumbly. Not blend it, but mix it up until it gets crumbly. Okay, I'm done mixing it up. I'm going to take that out, and now I'm going to get a fork and start to put my buttermilk in there. It's ready. I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to put some flour on the table. I'm just going to sprinkle some flour on the table. Lightly do that. I have my rolling pin right here. I'm going to put some flour on it. And now I'm going to transfer my dough and knead it about 6 to 8 times. And now we're going to roll it out. I've rolled it out, and if you wanted the dough to be thick, you should make it about 1/2 inch, and it will be high and fluffy. And if you want it to be crusty, make it about 1/4 inch. I have my biscuit cutter, and I have some flour right here. And I'm just going to put it in the flour. Just lightly flour in. And you don't want to make this motion when you're doing it. Just put it right down when you go to cut it. I have my baking sheet. I'm just going to put some parchment paper on my baking sheet. If you don't have parchment paper, you can put on your baking sheet and don't grease the pan. This is the parchment paper. I'm just going to transfer it onto my sheet. If you want it a little crusty, then you can put it 1 inch aside. If you want the biscuit to be soft, you can put it closer. So I've put it in my pan, and if you make it 1 inch apart, the biscuit will be crusty. If you put it nearly touching, it will be soft. Before I bake my biscuits, I like to put an egg. You can skip that process if you don't want to, but it makes it shiny and a little bit of crust. And 1 tablespoon of water. That was just regular tap water, and I beat it together. Now that I've beat it, I'm just going to take my brush and just put some of the egg wash on top. It makes it golden and just gives it a good color. But like I said, you can skip it if you don't want to do that. Now let's put that in my oven, which is on 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to be there for about 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes, and I took my biscuits out of the oven. And this is the inside of the biscuits. Like I said, you can make it thicker, you can make it thin, any way you want. My buttermilk biscuits, eggs, and bacon is all ready for breakfast. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification button so each time I upload you will be notified. Bye bye.